Hi everyone, I'm Kiki. Welcome back or welcome to my channel. Today I have a bit of an impromptu, unplanned video to share with all of you. I just want to chat about my thoughts or recent thoughts on luxury shopping, Hermes, all of that kind of stuff. So if you're interested in all of that, please keep watching. Let's get started. Welcome to Kiki's channel. Ding ding. Alright, so just to start off, I'm not in my usual setup because I was sitting in my family room and I'm just too lazy to go upstairs where I've set up my ring light and studio-ish, whatever you want to call it, setup. Yeah, I'm just too lazy to go up, and I felt that if I didn't film it now, I just wouldn't bother because I have to get my daughter up soon from her nap, so here we go. So having said that, that's why this might be a little shaky. I'm actually using this kind of tripod thingy. It's like a neck. It's this wire thing that's supposed to be like a phone holder for taking videos or watching your iPhone hands-free. But I mostly use it actually as a tabletop tripod kind of thing for my daughter when she Zooms with her grandparents. So anyway, that's what I'm using. I'm sorry if it's shaky, but it's probably because of this guy. Yeah. He is just a silly, silly bundle. So what I wanted to talk about in today's video was mostly, I've noticed online, especially amongst the luxury YouTube kind of niche, that YouTubers are talking a lot last year and especially the last few months, I think, about the end of luxury, or the end of, not the end of, but the decline in resale value of bags, as well as generally less people shopping for bags and how that's all correlated. So that's kind of what I want to dive into. So yeah, ding ding. So I saw a couple YouTube videos talking about cutting back on luxury spending, as well as I think it was Jess from Jessie's Style. You should really check out her vlog. I mean, not vlog, her channel if you haven't already. I'll leave a link for it below. She's really fun. She talked about how the resale value of bags has dipped, or seems to be not as hot as it used to be just a year or two ago, especially during the height of the pandemic. And I have to say, even if I didn't see that video and I didn't look at a single pre-loved site, I would have probably assumed that would happen now, because what with things returning to more or less pre-COVID or normalcy, I feel like everyone is prioritizing or reprioritizing once again what they value. And I think travel, once again, or revenge travel, I should say, is going to be really big. And so what we would have spent on luxury goods, like with our discretionary money, maybe a lot of people are just going to be spending it on travel again, once again, because I think during COVID, when we were in lockdown, we couldn't go anywhere. A lot of people spent all that extra money, or not extra money, but the money that they would have spent traveling, on luxury goods and designer labels, much more so than if there wasn't a pandemic, if that makes sense. And I think there's a lot of vlogs and videos and probably, hopefully, some quantitative studies to back this up. But obviously luxury did really well during the pandemic, and I would be interested to see how well they're going to be doing from now on, now that things are reaching back to kind of pre-COVID normalcy. People are traveling more. I wonder if sales, or I wonder if profits can be as high as they have been, with people spending their money on different things now. What do you guys think? In my opinion, I feel like yes and no. I feel like part of it, there's so many like things intersecting. Part of the reason why I think luxury has reached such a high profit margin is, inflation of prices. That's one. Obviously, COVID led to more people having time, money, and less outlets to spend on. But also I think TikTok and the whole influencer sphere, on whether that be on YouTube or Instagram, and I honestly think it's Gen Z too. I feel like the normalization of luxury and the ability for people to buy luxury at younger and younger ages, or I should say making it socially accepted, not that you need anyone to accept you, but you know what I mean, if you know what I mean. The normalization of buying luxury as just something that people deserve or as part of everyday life, from no matter what your income bracket or your socioeconomic background is, I think is that those all kind of go in together and affect why luxury has been doing so well in the past few years. And this goes even before, I think, the pandemic, like probably since the advent of social media. I feel like it's just been a steady, like, you know, exponential rise in exposure and the normalization of luxury. And yeah, I hope I made sense. I'm sorry if I'm like kind of not making a ton of sense right now, but let me know what you guys think, if that sounds like something you guys agree with or you guys saw as well. I feel like those things, like the combination basically of social media, so TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Gen Z influencers, making luxury goods extremely familiar, right? Before all these social media outlets existed, it was much more niche. Like you would have to be on, like, say, the Purse Forum or these, like, you know, specific sites with like-minded people if you wanted to research and learn more about certain brands, designs, bags. Whereas now I feel like everyone knows what a Birkin is. Everyone knows, or oops, my video cut off. Where was I? I think so I think it's several things. One is social media is probably one of the biggest pulls. I think no one would disagree with this. It's just the exposure and the amount of familiarity, I think, that the average person has with brands, with luxury goods is much higher than it has been in previous generations. So what I mean by that is that everyone knows now, I think, as long as you do regularly use social media, what luxury brands are, whether that be Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Hermes, whether you can name it or not. It's not the important part, but you would probably recognize that it's expensive, it's luxury or something, because you've seen it on an influencer or someone on social media. And I think that has made it seem a lot more attainable, but also acceptable to purchase, and from younger ages. So what I mean by that is maybe in previous generations, you wouldn't buy a handbag like a Chanel bag until maybe you had your first real job in your 20s or something like that. Whereas now I feel like a lot people younger and younger, say teenagers with their first part-time jobs or maybe with saved allowance, are buying entry-level luxury goods, and that has become a norm, wearing luxury goods like ready to wear normally, like pants or like jeans, jackets, that kind of thing. Has become much more normal than, say, when I was in high school. I certainly would not have seen that on the average high schooler or middle schooler, whereas now I feel like because kids see it so much, they think it's okay. Not okay, but not that it's not okay, but they think it is the norm to purchase these kinds of luxury goods at whatever age range that they may be. So that's one factor. Social media is skewing the market younger and younger. And the other factor I would say is, yes, the pandemic. During that time, I feel like habits were formed. Obviously, when the pandemic was at the height, most countries were in lockdown. And for those who were interested in luxury goods or who've always purchased luxury goods would be spending even more, I would argue, on average, on luxury goods than before, just because they didn't have any other outlet to spend it on. They couldn't travel, they couldn't go to nice restaurants, that kind of thing. So there would be definitely a budget there. I know a lot of people during this time, myself included, took a leap from, say, Chanel to Hermes during this time because of the fact that Chanel raised their prices in like so many times during the pandemic. And I think that coinciding with having more disposable income made a lot of people jump to Hermes. That along with people shifting and thinking about what they valued, all these videos on YouTube and on posts on Instagram talking about the investment bag, why the Birkin is better than buying stocks, blah, blah, blah. I'd argue it isn't, but whatever, that's a story for another day. Yeah, I think so. That second factor would be definitely the pandemic. And I think there's actually permanent changes because as we're leaving the pandemic, I feel like the habits that we did form during the pandemic, such as like e-shopping, and maybe this is like a third point, it's hard to get rid of those habits that we formed then. So having that instant gratification, making luxury shopping a habit, those things become ingrained, right? Humans get so easily used to things that I feel like even after, now that we're out of the pandemic and maybe we are wanting to spend more money on travel, the habit of buying luxury is still pretty strong, I would think, psychologically. Just that dopamine hit, right? You're just used to now getting it, and so your tolerance is so much higher, so you need more dopamine hits. You need to buy more. And I'm wondering how that's going to be affected or show in the profits of these brands in a few years post-pandemic during this recession. If that's going to mean that people are going to go into debt to buy luxury, or if they're going to somehow be able to balance with travel and luxury, or maybe shift their purchasing power purchases towards contemporary instead of luxury, so they get their fix of purchases without spending as much, or maybe spending in the lower category of luxury brands, maybe more affordable high luxury. I wouldn't say it's high luxury, mid-tier luxury like Gucci or Celine, instead of the Trinity such as Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Hermes. Yeah, I'm really wondering. There's so many thoughts I have, and I'd really love to know what you guys think, and I'd love to get the ball rolling to have more discussions like this. I hope I made sense in this video. I'm kind of just going on a tangent. This is not scripted. I'm just kind of just winging it and just saying all these things I've been thinking about in my head. So let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please let me know if you have any suggestions for new videos or topics. And I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell button to be notified whenever I upload new videos. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. じゃあね. Ding ding. Do 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 do. Thanks for watching. Come again. Bye bye.